Hey, so I picked this up. This is a BlackBull Monster. It's the 110 BlackBull Monster Brushed. Um, and I've just we had it out today, and I just wanted to take a minute and highlight a couple things. But first, I picked this up just as something to have because my son likes to smash his cars into things, and I needed a basher. My TTO2B, if you watch my previous videos, is still suffering mesh problems. Um, get into that in a second or in another video. But and then I have a crawler. There's this, which I'll talk about in another video, which my son crashed his car into and smashed a steering horn off. Um, so and then I just glued it back together, and I've got the parts in the mail, but whatever. So this is a BlackBull Monster 110 brushed. Um, and I just had it out today, had it for a rip, and I'm really kind of surprised. I bought it because it was cheap. It was dirt cheap. This thing cost me ready to run battery charger and everything, 185 euro tax in, and I was expecting garbage. And I gotta say, well, it's not the best. Like, it's not a Traxxas, it's not an Arma. It's not bad for what you get. And so I just thought I'll do kind of a however many days in review of it just to see how it is. But just like at first glance, like just kind of have to look at some of this stuff. So foam inserts, big like actual nice wheels. Like they've got the uh, gloss finish on them. They're quite nice. Your standard polycarbonate body. When you get it, the body is like way up here. I dropped mine because it just looked a little too ridiculous and a little too tall. But like, check this out. um, so first off, it comes with the Deans. I got rid of that. Um, it's got 4 shocks on each one, which I think is just their kind of engineering way of making the shock tower not quite as sturdy as it needs to be, and so the shocks are hitting it from both sides, so it just allows it um, to not have any torsion on the shock tower. But there's 8 of them, and they're all oil filled, and they're metal capped. Or wait, are they? No, they're not. They're plastic capped. They're plastic capped, but they're all oil filled, every single one of them. And I don't know, that's pretty cool. They're your normal, they've got the little spring retainers down at the bottom, which will fall out in the lawn and we'll go hunting for. But 8 oil filled shocks. So they cheaped out on this. Like the chassis is not Traxxas tough, but it will survive. It's not going to get banged a ton there, but it will survive. It's got a full turnbuckle kit, like even like everywhere, which is, I don't know, pretty cool. It is fully ball raced. It's bearings everywhere as far as the eye can see on this thing. It's obviously 4-wheel drive. It can take a 3S lipo. If you run it on an IMH, it's gutless. It barely moves. But I stuck a 2S lipo in it, and it's as fast as my son's Rustler on training mode, which is 50%. So it's half as fast as a Rustler, but like it's quick enough on 2S. So it's not bad. The plastics are a little bit like some of the stuff, like the battery holder is a little bit cheaper, but it's got a metal brace along the side. The center drive shaft and every single drive shaft are metal. They're the little spindly fellas, but it's all metal. Yeah, it's, I don't know. I'm really kind of impressed. And I took it for a rip. Took it off some really big jumps. Nothing happened to it. I didn't go off the super big one yet because I wanted to, you know, make it last longer than a day. But yeah, I don't know, it's got pretty beefy arms. I think I'm going to measure I think I'm going to measure all of the arms and stuff to see if I can fit any of the RPM arms on it or anything like that, just in case. But I bought this from my local hobby shop. You know, support your local guys when you can. And he said that parts for this will come in the next day, and they're dirt cheap. So, like, it's a cheap truck, but you know, for €185, the transmitter, I don't know where it is. Oh, here it is. Transmitter's a little funky looking, and the wheel's kind of in a funny place. Takes your 4 AA batteries. But it's got a really weird channel 3. I don't know if you can see it in there. Channel 3 is this little toggle on, toggle off. I thought it was momentary, but it's not. And then to get your stuff is... So that's kind of fun. But anyway, yeah. Oh yeah, and it's got the, you know, it's got dual rate and all that stuff. So, oh no, wait, that's here. Yeah. So it's kind of cool. Don't know what else to say about it. It holds up. My son has hit it a ton. He's driven it a ton. It's flipped. It's crashed. It works really well. A lot of metal, a lot of bearings. Motor is standard 540 can. I am tempted, because I'm failing so badly with my TTO2B, to rip the Hobby Wing brushless, the Max 10 and whatever, my 3300 kV brushless motor, and stick it in here instead, and then just swap. I've still got my old Tamiya 540 can, so I'll stick that back in there and then just use the speed controller that's in this thing. But, you know, another time. It is a bit of a pain in the butt to work on in some aspects. Like, some of these plastic bits are connected in like a sandwich fashion to bits underneath it, so it's kind of tricky to work on, but I cannot fault this thing for the price that I paid for it. Oh, and I don't know, where's the battery that came with it? It's here somewhere. That's not it. It's a cheap little junky one. Nickel metal. Anyway, it's all black. It's 2000 milliamp hour. So it works. I'll probably stick it in my son's grasshopper, but yeah. So anyway, but if you're gonna get it, plan on running it on LiPo, because the nickel it's just really slow. Mind you, mine maybe wasn't fully charged, but even still, just get stick a LiPo in it. Anyway, that's that. This is the Monster, the BlackBull Monster 110 Brushed. I believe it's an Italian company, but I'm not sure. Not a lot of reviews on this thing online. So as soon as I got it, I figured, you know, maybe people are looking at this. Who knows? Is it worth it? 100%. Totally worth it. Anyway, see ya.